An Ethiopian minister has posted controversial remarks. Is the minister going to be removed from the government? Is he deserting? What is the reason behind this post by the minister? Secondly, General Tadesse Werede, Lieutenant General Tadesse Werede talked about the status of TPLF 48 hours ago. What is the general saying? What Werede said about TPLF is being criticized by opposition parties and groups in Tigray. Let's start with the new story about an Ethiopian minister who published a social media post which has led to speculations. His name is Ibrahim Alelegn. He is an Amhara Prosperity Party leader. He worked as East Gojam Zone administrator in the past. He is one of the senior leaders of the Amhara Prosperity Party, and he is working, I think, as a minister too, on regional level in the Amhara region. What did the minister say, and why is it controversial? He said, light will come, dawn is inevitable, you have to endure the darkness. So basically, the minister said that what people are facing today is darkness, but this darkness will disappear. It will be replaced by light. What does it mean? 3 to 4 days ago, Ethiopian government inaugurated Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. What is the official narrative of the ruling party, Prosperity Party? The ruling party's narrative is that this government has worked and the country is on the right track. People's problems are being solved. Mega projects are being inaugurated. And this is an era of prosperity in Ethiopia. This is Prosperity Party's official narrative, that PP has ushered in an era of prosperity and development and progress. But Ibrahim is saying there is darkness, but darkness will soon disappear. Now, his message, his post could be interpreted in different ways. Either he is maybe facing personal issues and he hopes that soon he will solve these issues, or he is under political pressure in the party, or he is talking about the situation in the Amhara region, which is definitely very, it's not very encouraging in terms of peace, in terms of progress, because business activities have been disrupted, businesses have been closed, schools have been closed to tens of thousands of students out of schools. Investment now is it's decreasing in the Amhara region, and no signs of any durable solution to the ongoing conflict between Fano fighters and the government forces. So yes, independently, if you analyze the situation in the Amhara region, there are problems. 2024, 2025 are not better than 2020. Issues here because of the armed uprising here. It seems that Ibrahim will be sidelined because such a message which goes against PP's official narrative won't be accepted. Either he has already been sidelined in the party or he will be sidelined. One Amhara Prosperity Party leader is in prison, who at Amhara Regional Council session criticized the government. Yohannes Buyalio, who is on hunger strike these days. In 2023, he was arrested. He was accused of supporting Fano fighters and being in contact with Fano commanders. President Tadesse is not from Amhara Regional Council. He is from House of People's Representatives. But these two politicians are from the Amhara region. They're in prison. So this is what I think Ibrahim is describing, that the situation, political situation, economic situation, security situation in the Amhara region is alarming, it's disturbing, and soon issues will be solved. Though I don't know why Ibrahim is saying that issues will be solved, no signs of any solution of issues between Fano and government forces. Secondly, was Tadesse Werede, Tigray interim president, is openly calling for restoration of TPLF status. Werede and other Tigray generals, they have failed to maintain neutrality in Tigray's politics. And sometimes it seems that TPLF and Tigray military are two sides of the same coin. And yes, this is the case. These generals attend TPLF's internal party meetings and they're part of TPLF, you can say, officially or unofficially. The decision by the government to deny restoration of status to TPLF is not being accepted by Tigray military. That is why in January this year, Tigray military commanders jointly opposed NAB's decision to register TPLF as a new political party. TPLF wants restoration of its status. It is decades old party. It does not want new registration. It rejected new registration. It failed to fulfill the requirements of the new registration, and then NAB revoked TPLF's registration. Now, TPLF is not eligible political party in Ethiopia. It is refusing to recognize NAB's decision. It says it wants restoration of its status. Werede, in a talk 48 hours ago, said that TPLF is not an ordinary political party. It's a historical political party, decades old political party. It cannot be just written off, cannot be just abolished by stroke of the pen by the National Election Board of Ethiopia. This issue should not be handled in a bureaucratic manner. It should be handled politically. Political dialogue should be held and this issue should be solved. Basically, Werede is demanding restoration of TPLF status. He did not say that publicly months ago when he was appointed as the president. Now he is openly, publicly saying that TPLF status must be restored. Werede's name as the president of Tigray was proposed by the TPLF. And he knows that the day TPLF starts opposing him, he won't be able to survive as the president of Tigray. 1 year term will soon expire after a few months, then he'll have nowhere to go. He'll have to have good relations with TPLF. That is why he's now openly calling for restoration of TPLF status. On the one hand, he is demanding restoration of one party's political status. On the other hand, he is not allowing the other party to operate in Tigray, and that is Solidarity Party, Simrat Party of Getachew Reda. He is accusing Simrat Party of creating problems of backing armed groups in Tigray. While he, man of military, is supporting TPLF, Tigray general supporting TPLF, that support is acceptable. But TPF solidarity nexus is not acceptable. That is why Simrat has not been able to hold a party congress in Tigray. Getachew requested Tigray government to allow him to hold a party congress, but Tigray government said there are security issues. That is why Simrat cannot be allowed to hold a party congress. Tigray military is not neutral in politics. That is why no strong opposition parties could flourish in Tigray. Uh, Tigray Arena Party, Betona, Selsivujine, etc. These are small parties. They could not turn into large parties because military supports TPLF. People of Tigray know that these opposition parties are insignificant. Basically, TPLF and Tigray military make big decisions. That is why opposition political parties could not flourish. So, if there is no true democracy in Tigray, one of the culprits behind that is Tigray military, not just TPLF. Thanks for watching.